Hi everybody, this is Hanna, and I'm going to be doing a quick collage exercise with you. I say exercise because this is not going to be a finished product, it's just going to be sort of a playful way of approaching collage. Collage is so many things, but we're going to look at it as just an arrangement of shapes or colors or even a narrative. Depends what happens. So what we need today are some magazines. I just happen to have National Geographic here. And watercolors, colored pencils, crayons, magic markers, whatever you have that you might want to enhance your collage with, or you may not even need to enhance it. I also have a piece of watercolor paper in case I want to use some watercolors. You can also just use regular paper. So the first part of this is to take the magazines and for maybe 3 or 4, maybe at most 5 minutes, go through them fairly quickly and tear out 10 images that strike you for whatever reason. Don't think about it. This is the whole thing. You don't want to think about this too much. And then we're going to see where it goes. Then from then on, we're just going to make some decisions based on these images, and it's going to be mostly intuitive. So I will talk a little bit more about it, but right now I'm going to just start a video where you can, where I'm going to get to work and kind of see what happens. It's a mysterious process. Okay, so you just have to trust the process and go with kind of a um, quick solutions. You're not thinking too much. Now, a narrative may appear, or there might be images to just repeat themselves. You can see that this was cut out from here. And you just have to kind of go with a sense of, let's try this versus, oh, I want to do this. Now, you could have a theme, or you could have something where you have a word or anything, like you might have, like I said, a theme, or let's say you want to describe the word beauty or anger or frustration. You could play with that sort of concept, and many ways to do it, but I'm just kind of introducing the possibility of playing with scraps of paper and then seeing where this process takes you. So I'm looking at what I've come up with, and what is it actually? So it seems to be, my work tends to be narrative. So there's definitely not just about shapes. There's definitely textures and, National Geographic, so landscapes. But there's a lot of these interesting lines and curves and a lot of organic stuff. So I may want to echo that a little bit with other materials. So it's sort of the idea is to unify this thing somehow. And perhaps I have another road. I have day and night. I have like a maze like almost feeling here, and a road, and so on. And so I'm going to experiment again very much on, since this is a quick exercise, and if I'm finished with one, I might do another one. You might also just like a part of it and just cut this out, and that's that. And then maybe you even take the whole thing and you cut it up and remake another piece, which may be something I will try. But right now, I'm going to go with just being brave about this. Okay, let me go with the quick. So everybody, this is what I've done so far, and this isn't finished. It's just a beginning. I think of this as a beginning. I'm gonna let the watercolor dry. It's actually kind of dry already. And I might cut this up or play with it some more. I might do another collage and then combine the two. I may take a section of it and use it in something else, uh, or just reuse it. What I want to emphasize here in this class is that this is more of a process rather than a product class. So I don't have, I know that some of you may finish what you're doing. Maybe if you have a theme or you have sort of, you're working, let's say, with the topic of happiness or beauty or anger, and you find images that remind you of that, and so then you combine them. Certainly that might be an easier, kind of more directed way of working, but I was just working with intuition, and that means trusting myself. And again, I'm not concerned that this is something that is a product. I'm just going with what might happen. So just to take, I mean, I haven't invested that much time in this, so I'm going to just see what happens if I tear it. See, it's still a little bit wet. And, you know, sometimes with art, you have to let it sit for a while. Then maybe, you know, maybe I need to put it on some black paper. And I have this kind of divided thing, or not sure. I think I'll keep working on it a little bit and show you what happens with this. But I just want to emphasize that this class is about the process of trusting your intuition, working fairly quickly, not overthinking the process of putting marks or papers and colors and shapes together. There is something in us, just like children, that we're very intuitive in making art. I do want to point out that you know, this here are these roads or these lines, and I mimicked those. That seems to be the thing that stuck with me, is the road and the mimicking of that. My work tends to be narrative, so there is maybe a little bit of a thought of a narrative here, because it's obviously everything is descriptive of something rather than just a pure shape. So I'm going to let you start playing, and as I said, you might want to do one of these. You might want to work smaller. You can do, like, you could make 3 and combine them at some future point. So the idea is just to work quickly and just to experiment with the collage, and you're not just starting with white paper, and actually see what it suggests to you, what these pieces of paper that you put on the glue down, or maybe you don't glue them down immediately, what they suggest to you, what you can do with this process. Let's begin.